October 7, 2023. 10 Nepali people, 10 Nepali students died when in a terrorist attack near Gaza in Israel on that date. A young student from Sudur Pasim, all of these young students, they were like uh, there in an agricultural university in Israel uh, to earn while learning. That was the scheme. These 10 people died in that dastardly act of terrorism. One of the students, young students, Bipin Joshi from Sudur Pasim, is still believed to be in the hostility. He has been held hostage since then. There is no update on him about his latest status, his whereabouts, and whatnot. This is just a grim reminder of what happened on October 7, 2023, about 2 years ago. Nepali people died, innocent lives lost, thousands of people died in that attack. Uh, Middle East, it has always been like a restive region, a flashpoint of conflicts of different kinds. Still, it is a huge source of remittances for Nepal. Like with lakhs of people, we don't have the exact data, but lakhs of people and Nepali workers have been sweating it out in the Middle East, including in the Gulf states as well as in Israel, which is the nemesis of many of these Gulf states, Iran in particular. So this region, the Mid East, is again on the boil. There have been hostilities, increased hostilities between the nemesis Israel and Iran. We are not just going to just count the bodies here. We are not going to assess the damage. Just to give you a picture of the heightened insecurity of Nepalese living there. That is the purpose. Other news agencies can do that, like keep the body count and whatnot, the loss of physical infrastructure, the nuclear sites and whatnot. So that is not the purpose of this presentation. We just aim to bring to light the plight of Nepalese. What could the government have done in this context? The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in particular, because it is the line ministry, it just it is the line ministry when it comes to the welfare of migrant workers, on whose proceeds, on whose remittances this economy, this domestic economy remains afloat somehow. It could have done something more for these people in the wake of hostilities between Iran and Israel. The foreign ministry is hosting a series of meetings. Uh, the ministry leadership has met uh, the ambassador, the ambassador of Israel to Nepal, and the foreign minister Arjurana Deuba has once again called the ambassador to ensure the safety and security of Nepali workers living in Israel. The Nepali government, the government of Nepal is also in talks with, it is establishing contacts with with relevant government agencies in Qatar to just ensure the safety and security of Nepalese living there. There are said to be a number of Nepali nationals working also in Iran. We don't have the exact data. The government, it should have kept the record of people, migrant workers even if they have gone there illegally, it is the duty of the government to keep data on these people. After all, these people have left the country uh, for want of job opportunities, for want of peace, security in the country itself. So it is the onus on the government to just keep a tab on the number of Nepalese working abroad, whether they are working legally or illegally. But the government has not done that. It has been found wanting when it comes to keeping the data on Nepali people living and working, particularly in the Gulf region. So, this flurry of activities, it is fine, like desperate times call for desperate measures. That is quite understandable, but we need a coordinated response, don't we? Like the world has been in a state of perpetual flux for quite some time, and this is like likely to continue in the years ahead. It has never been the same. The world has not been uh, the region, the Gulf region has never been at peace with itself and the rest of the world. So it's a given. This hostilities that was expected, and the government, it should have prepared some contingency measures. It should have a credible plan in place for the rescue of these stranded Nepalese. About 5,000 to 7,000 migrant workers, according to estimates, have been working in Israel alone. So, this should have woken up the government long before, not right after the resumption of hostilities between the nemesis, that is, Israel and Iran. What has made the matters worse is this heightened uh, hostilities with the United States entering into the war that is bound to, I think, lead to increase in casualties. So all the more reason for the government to just speed up rescue efforts. There is some welcome news in this regard. Certain media reports point out that Nepal had also requested, per media reports, to help rescue those stranded Nepali nationals. We don't have a mechanism in place. We don't have a credible plan in place for the rescue of people caught in internal conflicts, civil wars, hate crimes, maybe regional conflicts, uh, maybe coup, uh, domestic unrest, and whatnot. So we don't have a plan in place for the rescue of lakhs of Nepalese working abroad. So what has the government done is approached India and sought its assistance in the rescue of these people. While it rescues its nationals stranded abroad, it has also humbly requested India to rescue the Nepali nationals as well. And the Indian government has responded positively, which is a welcome development. But then there is something called a government in Nepal also, isn't there? We pay taxes to the government. And is it not the responsibility of the government to just protect the life and limbs of Nepalese living within Nepal and elsewhere? It is. It should have a credible mechanism, a standing mechanism in place to just rescue people, to rescue the Nepali nationals that may be caught in conflicts, unrest, coups, hate crimes, and whatnot. So, this should, uh, incidents like these should open up the eyes of the government. It should just wake up to this emergency situation abroad. It should have some credible plan in place. It should have a mechanism in place to rescue people caught in emergency situations. That is what I want the government to do. I think you all agree with this because there are lakhs of Nepali nationals working abroad in dirty, difficult, and dangerous works around the world also. And they need the government by their side all the time, whether it is about like the employer not paying these people, whether it's uh, the employer keeping them like slaves in subhuman conditions, denying them the promised pay and perks, and whether it's like people caught in conflict situations, in emergency situations like the one in Iran and Israel and the rest of the Middle East. I humbly request the government to put in place a standing mechanism for the rescue of these people. And above all, I request once again the government to see to it that there is a conducive environment for Nepalis within the country to make a living by sweating it out instead of just going around the world looking for dirty, difficult, and dangerous jobs around the world to just make a living. With this remark, I wrap up this edition of Soft Talk. I request you, by the way, to subscribe to this channel, comment on our presentation, and press that like button. We are trying to promote citizen journalism, and your support in our endeavor will be crucial. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening once again.